Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 Rebuilding Cologne. So we're about to start the transfer window, and then all of a sudden we got this email come along our desk. Apparently, we're on the transfer embargo placed on the club until next January transfer window. Finance-wise, we're fine-ish, but we still have around 2 million in transfer budget, and apparently, yeah, we have a ban. I don't know why that is. It seems kind of odd. We're not that much in debt, and even if you look at projections, it looks like we should be improving over the next little while. So I guess this is going to be a main focus on just developing all our youngsters, or specifically targeting 15-year-olds, I guess, from other clubs as well. So I think that might be the focus that we end up having to do for a little bit. But if this is the case, then our transfers for Argentina and um, for Denmark will continue until next season. But yeah, this I found very odd. This has never happened to me before. I don't know if anyone knows anything about this. If you can leave a comment on the bottom, and just hopefully that helps a little bit. But other than that, we do find ourselves currently in sixth place, about 2 points ahead of Bayern Munich. So this definitely doesn't look like their season. The Henry Kane curse is real for sure, and they don't look like they're going to win this season. Looks like it's going to be between Leipzig and Borussia Mönchengladbach, or even maybe Dortmund might be able to get it. But we'll take a look at how well we've been doing recently. When you were last with us, you saw the big thumping of 4-0 against Bayer Leverkusen in the third round. So we're out of that competition, and then we turned around and just smashed Mainz a couple days after, and with a 5-0 victory there. Fingraf actually getting 2 goals there. He's turning into quite the player, especially at left back, and he's doing very well. We then ended up losing pretty definitively against Freiburg, which I do like Freiburg. They're actually not doing too bad. Or sorry, they're not doing too bad in real life, but in this, they're somehow at the bottom. They have Gunther. They have a bunch of players that I would have looked at this season, but since we can't sign any of these players, it doesn't seem as though that's likely. I remember in other saves, I ended up getting Maximilian Philipp as well from other teams. He's on Wolfsburg actually, so he ended up leaving. Oh no, he was still on Wolfsburg, but I guess in other games he ended up getting transferred there. Gunther would have been one of those guys that I would have looked at for sure if we could have afforded him over the last little while. And Ginter obviously is one of the guys that we would probably have gone all in if we could have. Surprisingly, he ended up going on a free. But yeah, leading Bundesliga player, and he's still around 29, but getting towards the time that we're not going to end up going for him. And then after that game, we end up winning. We squeaked one by. Asan ended up getting his first goal. He now becomes the youngest goal scorer for Köln to end up getting a goal as well. So we're going to end up starting the transfer window, or what's left of it. It looks like we're just going to be selling, and hopefully we can register some of our 18-year-olds in our under 19, and hopefully they can make an impact. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that many transfers. Hopefully it can solidify the Asan and some of the other transfers as well, and hopefully it still lets us, because otherwise that'd be massive waste of loans. So let's jump to see if we can actually do anything, and if this embargo is actually real, or if it was just kind of an accidental email to us. But hopefully it's an accidental email and we can manage to get some signings. So let's jump to that. So it turns out the transfer ban was a thing, and we unfortunately can't sign anyone. Granted, our finances are starting to look pretty good, and even our transfer budget is starting to look pretty massive. But next season guarantee, I feel as though if we don't use that now, we're going to probably lose it. So we're going to try and bring in some of our guys that we end up having before. But the guys that we end up having to get rid of as of recent was we end up recalling Kainz from his loan to then sell him to the exact same team for around 12.5. We did get 2.2 for his loan for the first bit, but he was playing pretty well for them, and they definitely liked him. I think originally the signing was only around like 6 million anyways, so we kind of found a little bit of a loophole there. And then Pacarada ended up leaving for 1.3. Hogger ended up leaving for 7.5k. and then Dejan ended up going to Al Nassr, so he now plays with Cristiano Ronaldo, it looks like. And still, our transfer ban is not lifted, so we still haven't been able to add anyone to it. And then we still have to look at the stupid DL thing that we end up having to let him go for 1.5. If only he would have signed with us long term. He already looks pretty good. That sucks. But unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately, we do have a chance at getting around 40% of what we could potentially get for him. So let's look at the clauses here. I think it will allow us to buy it for 3.72. So already immediately we could make a decent amount of money off of him. But obviously we're going to wait till that starts to get to, I'd say 10 million. 10 million, and I might allow that, considering he is worth around 14 and a half. But it is nice to know that we're going to get at least half of that. And then we still have kinds as well, and I didn't even realize that we're paying for 2.2 per K or per week until 2025 when his contract ends. That does suck, but we will get 300K after he ends up playing 10 league appearances, which definitely seems very likely. And we still have to pay around 2.88 for. Yeah, I don't even know why the ban ends up happening, but that is the unfortunate reality. But as you can see, if you look at all our ages and stuff like that, we do have a decent amount of youngsters that we are bringing into the squad, so they can get first team experience. And we're going to try and solidify the loans. Let's see if we can actually do that. It won't let us. Oh my god, so we won't be, so even like the Asan will be complete waste of time if we can't actually, yeah, it won't let us. That is so dumb. If we end up losing out on this guy because of that, I'm going to be so upset. But here's our team for the Borussia Dortmund game. We have Schwab in goal, Fingraf, Chabot, Hubbers, and Cartesen as our back line. We have Christensen and Martel that is going to start for our defensive mid. Martel's been out for a while. He's been injured so much. We have Mania and Thielman that are going to start for our attacking mid wingers there. And we have Selke and Walschmidt going to get the nod up front. And as you can see, Asan I think is probably the best player that we have. We do have Chinidi Chukukelu, who seems pretty decent. A lot of these guys kind of happen overnight with their scouting or whatever. Teague is another guy that I want to kind of get rid of. He is 25, but if it's the difference between us being able to get Asan, 100% I'll let him go. But I don't know why our assistant keeps wanting us to put in Uth. Uth is another guy that I want to see go, but I don't think we're going to be able to let him go, at least this season. And hopefully, I don't know why the transfer embargo ended up happening. I guess being 10 million in the hole is the threshold for this one, even though the Luton one was much higher than that. And I don't know, it could be a Bundesliga thing as well. Who knows? But it was obviously by our chairman that he decided to do that. But this is a game that we definitely expect to lose. And I really wish that the transfer window was going to be a little bit more exciting, but feels though now this is going to change our focus and focus 100% on our under 19 development, and they're going to get as much game time as possible. We're already exceeding expectations, so it's not like I don't think that we're going to end up fighting for the top 4, even though we're in the 5th place right now. And Thielman is already hurt, but doesn't look like it's impacting him too much, so we're going to ignore that. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're probably going to get a top 4 finish. It'd be very unlikely if we do. Granted, Bayern's not playing very well. They're playing against Werder Bremen after this. I do think that we're completely exceeding expectations, though. And it's going to be even more difficult without possibly even this and next transfer window to be able to grab players. So we have to be a little bit more calculated in terms of the players that we end up letting go, because we can't really replace it. Originally, I think Schwab was wanted from a club from Napoli, but we wouldn't be able to get rid of him unless we end up promoting our under 19 goalie as well, who is I think 16, but he will be our future for sure. I think that's probably going to be the approach. I don't really see us signing too many crazy signings, and we almost go down 1-0. Marco Rice just missing it. And it doesn't look like we're doing very well at home. I would say probably it was very weird that we ended up getting rid of Kynes. Everyone didn't like it. Granted, he was already on loan to begin with, so everyone was very unhappy with it. But I don't know. I guess there's nothing you can really do about that. We did try and make everyone a little bit happy. I couldn't even offer to sign a replacement, so I couldn't promise that because you know that they would have definitely been upset when turns out that you can't sign anyone. Mani with a good tackle there. Yeah, I would have pissed them off regardless, but I think Shabbat's upset at it as well as a couple other people. Martel seemed pretty decent about it. I do know that Dennis is also wanted from Chelsea as well, but they only wanted to pay 2 million for him, which I mean, of course, I denied that. And I guess yeah, Waldschmidt's gonna come off. I didn't realize that I was looking at the wrong guy. So I guess Uth is gonna come on for him. And I mean, Uth hasn't really done anything. Martel's going to come off for Dennis, and maybe even Asan might come in as well. We might change our formation just to incorporate some players. Selke hasn't quite done that much so far this season. And then we'll put Uth there here. And then we'll take off, put in Curly, and kind of want to look at Chinady, but we'll look at him a little bit later. Mania is going to get tired, and then we'll end up focusing on probably one of the midfields there as well. Maybe Christensen. We subbed him off though. This is stupid. We already signed. We already took him off. This is stupid. So now you know he's going to be injured for a lot longer. All because I'm dumb and I didn't pay attention. Alright, and then who was the other one? Oh, Dennis was already there, okay. So these are the guys so far that we're going to do. We're going to probably make another sub very soon as well. At least we're balanced. I thought for a second we were going to be positive. But we haven't really tested them at all. This will be one of those things we're happy to rescue a draw here. Not one shot on target. And Waldschmidt has been injured for the whole game. So maybe Hubbers is injured. I'm going to take a look at, we're going to take off Thielman. And then I guess, let's put a Son there actually. And then Mani is going to come off for Chinedu. And I think that's all the subs that we can do. And we'll get a good look at some of our youngsters. Curly's actually been playing pretty well. His natural fitness is very high as well. And Sancho now with it to Sabitzer, to Brent. Just close him down. They're going to score here. Oh no, Schwab ends up getting it. I thought for sure we were going to go down 1-0. But the big clubs in Germany are not quite doing it. Bayern's not doing it, and Dortmund's not doing it as well. And it just opens it up for other teams to be able to claim this. I wouldn't be surprised if Leipzig ends up getting it last minute. Kobel with the save. That was our only opportunity there and our only shot on target. But I don't think it even registered as a shot yet. And then Schwab ends up getting it. Plus 5 minutes extra time. It looks like this will be one of the last plays. And he's just going to hold it. There's a 6-second rule. He should know that. And just head... And then already it's just a heading battle. And I'm going to have to look at the match rating. I haven't seen any highlights from our youngsters, so that is kind of disappointing. Looks like this might be the last run if we do get a chance here, though. Dennis to one of our youngsters. Dennis now finding... Oh my god, he almost gets one in there. Free kick for an offside position. And we almost had a chance there. And this is probably one of our more boring games. Good challenge there. Oh my god, we're going to... I thought for sure. Good block by Hubbards there. And it looks like this should be the end. This should be the last play of the game. And already we're going above the plus 5. They're in their end. They should definitely call it now. And that's it. That's all she wrote. We'll take that draw any day of the week against Dortmund. I don't know why we'd say we're unlucky, but we didn't really challenge them. We do find ourselves in fifth place still. And did Bayern play? No, Bayern didn't play yet, so we'll have to wait to see if Bayern ends up catching up to us. But our goal differential is a little bit better than theirs as well. So let's jump to the after the window and see if our transfer ban somehow ends up getting lifted before the end. But doesn't look too promising. So if not, we'll just end up jumping to the next game after that. So there's only one more transfer that we end up doing on the out, and it was Dominic Heinz for 250. Apparently, I think they negotiated a contract with them, and we just got to sell him now. So we did get to part ways with them for around 250K and get him off the books earlier than later. And then Noah Katterback ends up joining HSV. That was already facilitated beforehand, and I mean, there wasn't much that we could do, so we didn't end up playing him at all. I'm pretty sure he probably would have been a decent player for us, but we weren't going to develop a player that wasn't going to play for us. Anyways, so as it is, we did transfer in around 17.25 million and 31 million out. So, I mean, all in all, terrible deal for us. We kind of got screwed, and the transfer ban is still not lifted. Granted, somehow we still have enough money that we can increase our training facilities. So we have great training facilities, and hopefully after we end up putting that request, we should be able to get probably state of the art after that. So it is kind of disappointing. Good look at the transfers. And again, like we're hemorrhaging money like crazy. Only $2 million there. And I don't know what all the expenditures are going towards, but yeah, the loan and interest payment is definitely screwing us over hardcore. All these started basically as soon as I took over, and at least that one's going to get paid off pretty soon. But then we're still stuck with these for a while. But based on how everything is, we can't afford around 700 or around 800K per month. That's pretty much screwing us over. And we're definitely going to have to make a massive splash in the transfer window in the summer as well. But we have shored up some of our youngsters as well. But we have Schwab in goal for this one. Ponante Ramirez, who is left back, just a youngster. He does have very high potential, so we're going to rotate him as much as possible. Between him and Mikhail Oskin, are going to rotate between him and Fincraft when Fincraft comes back. Then Shabbat and Hubbers. And then Cardisan's going to play right back. We don't really have anyone else that can play right back. Telly's going to come in possibly at some point. He's our amazing center back who can develop into a decent player as well. Everyone already wants him now, so we're just going to feed that flame there. Christensen and Martell is going to start for our defensive mid. Walschmidt, Thielman are going to start as our wingers, and then we have Uth and then Salke as well. Zimmerman might come in as well. Teague will probably come in as striker. And then I think Bori looks actually pretty good, so we're going to try and put him in at some point as well. It's just going to be the youngster revolt as far as I'm concerned for the rest of the season. And since we've already hit every single expectation that we have, I mean, I don't really see anything really changing in the near future. But we take on the top of the league, Frankfurt. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd pummel us today because it has been disappointing. We haven't even been able to renegotiate Asan as well, being able to bring him in because of the transfer ban. So that is the disappointing part and the reality of all this. So I don't know who was in charge before, but they aren't on a travel ban in real life. So I find that kind of frustrating. And the fact that we're already in fourth place, like we're almost guaranteed to be in the Bundesliga next season. So the fact that nothing's happening there is kind of frustrating. But it does look like Frankfurt will probably stay up almost regardless of the outcome here. I don't know who Borussia is playing Bayern, so that'll be pretty telling. Bayern in ninth place though. That is devastating, and even Darmstadt not being bottom of the league is kind of surprising. They're pretty bad in real life, but Werder Bremen taking that from them, and it does suck that we're not going to be able to sign anyone from Werder Bremen next season. I I don't even know as to when the transfer ban goes away. And just like that, we are down 1-0, 37 minutes in. And I don't know, kind of a disappointing start. Ramirez looks like he got beat a little bit there, but we won't really blame him for that. Looks like it might be even a center back here. I don't know. I guess defensive mid should have probably covered a road there. And there wasn't really anything that we could have done with that. Just a general decent play, though. Does bump us down to 4th place. And we haven't really tested them too much. But just before the half, let's see if we can get a chance going. Carr's in with it. And I always hate when they play around the back here. It's like waiting for a mistake. Like that one. And Gotze with it. And we go down 2-0. These mistakes are happening way too frequently. We've had a couple of them like that. And just like that, we're down 2-0. But look at that just terrible pass. I don't even know who it was for. Definitely not for Chpot. And they just make it look easy. Mario Gotze still has it. I don't even know how old he is, actually. I'll have to check at probably around halftime. See if I can see it. But all in all, disappointing start for us. Let's see if we can manage to switch something up here. Let's put in Hubbers can play on the left there. And we'll take off Ramirez. We'll put in Telly. Telly's going to get the nod here. We're going to do that right away. And then even Dennis might come in as well. Like, how bad is it? How bad is your team when off the kickoff you lose it in the first pass? So we end up getting it back though. Uth now with it to Waldschmidt, who's not playing striker, shockingly. And we don't really have that much depth in terms of striker. We do have tall strikers in the under 19, but no one really, even Bundesliga 2 caliber. And like I said, this is just going to be an experience. We're just going to rotate some of the young guys because it doesn't look like they're really going to challenge Frankfurt in this game. Even 51 minutes in, and it's going super slow too. Like, this highlight's going to take forever. They're definitely going to score on this, or they're going to cough it up. I'm going to go with they're probably going to score because they're just passing right through us. And then Mbembe, oh, almost scored there, but good turn away from Schwab. He was a 6.1. He's now a 6.3. And then Gutse with the free kick there. Almost going down, and thank God there's an offside. So let's pause this here. Let's take a look at how old Gotze is. Gotze is 31 years old. I would have loved to have actually had him. Who did he go to after? He was on PSV for a bit. I didn't even know that. Yeah, he left Dortmund to go to PSV. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. But we'll probably make our other subs soon. Martel's going to stay on, but Christensen's definitely going to come off. So I'm going to elect to take off Christensen for Zimmerman. I know Martel's probably going to end up coming off as well. And Selke's definitely coming off. So let's put in Chanedu. We're going to put Waldschmidt as our striker as well. Bori might come in as well. And Dennis for sure. So Dennis is probably going to be our next one, and either one of those two after that. We'll make that sub in a little bit. And what? I don't see anything from Hubbard's. Good interception there for Thielman. Cross it in now. Let's at least get on the board here. It's been an embarrassing start. Zimmerman, play it out wide. Yeah, I was going to say to Hubbard's, not to thing, but Zimmerman being the focal point of this offense right now, surprisingly. And can't quite get it. Uth is going to come off too. I think Uth is going to be the other one. So we're going to take off. Probably shouldn't take off Martel, but we're going to probably have to take him off. Uth, we're going to take. I guess we're going to put in Teague. And then yeah, I guess we can't take off our best player right now. And it doesn't look like Hubbard's is really being affected that much. I guess it must be his overall rating that they were focusing on. And we're going to change our formation just a little bit. So let's put in Zimmerman as the main focal point. I know he's probably number 57. Yeah, 57. And oh yeah, I guess that was stupid. It's already defensive mid. And we'll put in, take off Martel. We'll put in Bori. Let's see what the kid's got. There's nothing worse that we can do anyways. I wouldn't be surprised if we go down 3-1, but we're going to stay at balanced here. 6 shots, 2 on target. They only have that one extra one than us, but their XG is not even really suggesting that they should be ahead by that much. But Teague is one of those guys I wanted to get rid of, but he hasn't done anything so far. They almost go up one more. Nice deflection is what saves us there. But Gutse with another corner here. 81st minute, and oh my god. Surprisingly, it looks like it hits the post. We do have a chance now on the other end very quickly after that. Hubbard's now with it to Bori. Let's see if he can get it. Thielman now Thielman shoots it, but on the ground, super slow. Nothing he can really do with that. Thielman and Walschmidt are absolutely gutted. We can see another corner, but nothing to it. We are home as well, so this is a pretty bad home outing. But granted, it is the top team at the moment, and we're just feeding into their season. And it looks like it's going to be one of the unlikely teams, and not one of the likely. I think Leipzig ended up going on a cold run for a bit. That seems like it's really going to cost them. And Zimmerman now with Bori. At least we're passing decent, and that's all she wrote. 2-0. And yeah, obviously I'm not happy. I don't know why Curly's upset. He didn't even play. And just like that, we still find ourselves in 4th place though. But we do know that Bayern has to play, Leverkusen has to play, and Leipzig. So we could easily even drop out of top 8 at this moment. But it does look like we should be able to solidify ourselves, at least in the top half, which was the expectation of next season. So I hope they reevaluate all our expectations without a transfer window, because that is going to be pretty difficult. So I don't think there's any injuries. Nope. Apparently Selke is trying to score. I don't know when the last time he did score was. Apparently team wants him. Yeah, take him please. Freeberg wants him. I will give him away right now. And yeah, they're not going to do anything. Where were you beforehand? I would have definitely got rid of him. But we'll see who we should come back for. So we'll probably come back for the rival game. We'll come back for the Borussia game. And then let's do an Augsburg as well. Augsburg's been pretty good this season. So we'll probably come back for Borussia, and then we'll come back for Augsburg as well. And then probably the last episode will be after that. And we'll probably come back for the Bayern one, see if we can manage to get a result in Munich. And then we'll probably do Heidenheim as well as the last game. So, I mean, it's kind of disappointing that we didn't really have a good transfer window. But it is what it is. It just adds an extra level of complexity to the save. But hopefully you guys like it so far. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you for watching. Until next time.